start of day 4 and we've just regained the 300 meters we lost hiking down into the valley last night to camp. Just crossing the bridge now in front of the Cabane du Combal and gotta go up another 400 meters up the side of Montfavre and about 7k to our first Rifugio. Four hours to Courmayeur. Don't know if I believe that. Looking at the map, I'd love to think that was true. That would coincide beautifully with lunchtime. And yeah, God, the thought of sitting down to like a savage big meal kind of makes me want to push now for the 4 hours. But hey, we'll see. Legs feel good, surprisingly good. Like, kind of can't get over how well adapted the legs are to this after 4 days. Relacing my right boot seemed to solve that issue I was having with the knuckle on my, is it a knuckle? On your toes? Your toes have knuckles? Anyway, relacing the boot seems to fix that. And I've got a anticipatory plaster on my left heel. Other than that, I think we're doing really well. So hey, Courmayeur for lunch. Let's go. We spent yesterday afternoon looking at a perfectly straight ridge that looked really man-made, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And now that I'm up here looking across, it's the old walls of a glacier. You can see how far up, I hope you can see how far up the valley the glacier is retreated, but that seemingly perfectly straight feature yesterday was the walls, that left-hand wall of that glacier, and would have ran all the way down the valley there, and you can see the start of another one of those walls. And now the glacier lives all the way back up to the top of that saddle. Just across what I think is our high point for the day. Just behind me, as a climbing buddy the whole way, Mont Blanc. What an absolutely spectacular looking mountain. We're at about 2400 here, about half the height of Blanc. And at this point, you kind of just get the feeling of feck it, let's go and climb Mont Blanc. We're halfway there. Swim in an alpine lake, followed by an ice cold Coca-Cola and ice pop. Might be my new favourite breakfast. 90 minutes or so to Courmayeur, and I can already taste a Campari soda and fresh pasta. And I think in pursuit of that, I'm gonna throw myself down this mountain. Convey to you how steep this is. My knees are in bits. No joke, that is easily 40-degree decline, if not 45. This is insanely steep. Well, 3 hours later, finally on the way out of Courmayeur, heading for the Rifugio Bertone. That descent was so difficult, so steep, and so never-ending that I spent the last 3 hours here. Ended up having lunch with a couple Aussie blokes who I've met a couple times before on the tour. One had lost his phone and trying to Google phone shops for him and get him on a bus to the next town to go get one. And I think I ate a pizza the size of the wheel of a car, and I had a couple of beers and a couple of cans of Coke, and I just ate and drank way too much. I feel terrible. So, little resupply in Courmayeur. We're on the road to Bertone. 2 hours, maybe? See how the legs are doing? It's nearly 4 o'clock here. Love to get there by 6. It's, yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, well, in the space of 20 minutes, we've gone from a 2-hour 25 hike to a 1-hour 45 hike. I'll take that. Considering how much pizza and liquid was consumed at lunch, I'm very relieved to hear that. Spirits were low before seeing that sign. And it's still 1-hour 45. I don't fucking know anymore, like. Somehow, we are only 1 hour away. None of the timings make sense. based on any of the signs that we've passed. But that's the most positive sign I've seen so far. So I'm going to believe it. And with the help of God, in an hour, I can stop. Day 5 on the Tour du Mont Blanc. Yesterday was probably the hardest day. Started off amazing, and then the grueling downhill into Courmayeur kind of took it out of me. Then the 3-hour lunch, and then the 2-hour climb back up another 800 odd meters to the Rifugio for the night. Probably the hardest day I did. This morning, we started with a nice climb of 400 meters in about 30 minutes up the variant. Because, you know, when you're sick of climbing, why not just add some more, you know? So we're on our way to the Col de Sapin, I think that's how you pronounce it. And ultimately, Rifugio Elena is today's goal. Mont Blanc still over my left shoulder, and here's where we're off to for the day. Feeling good. Made it to the top of Tête de la Tranche, which is our high point on this variant, coming in at 2,581 meters. A little bit of a tough start to the day, but man, it's just gorgeous. So worth it. What's very exciting is the rest of this variant takes us behind that lovely peak just across from us. It's called the Tête Entre du Sau. I'm so sorry for that pronunciation. But that's where we're going. Down into this lovely valley and crossing up. What a great start to the day. No indicators, they just merged. Very rude. Just finished lunch in Rifugio Bonatti. Happy to say that all of yesterday's hard lessons were learned. Little 40-minute lunch, drank a lot, rehydrated, ate a light lunch, and got moving again, just as it felt to feel really, really good to be sitting still. So on our way now to Rifugio Elena, we had 2.5 hours. Day 6. End La Fouly. First, I suppose, climb of the day is also the biggest, and it's over the Grand Col Ferret, or the Col de Grand Ferret. Butchered again. Gonna bring us up about 500 meters, and then it's a nice, slow, winding descent into La Fouly, where we're camping. Only about an 8-kilometer day today, so good chance for a rest and a bit of a swim in a lake, I think. Goodbye, Italy. Hello, Switzerland. So not counting my quick stop in Geneva Airport on my way to Chamonix last week, this is my first time in Switzerland. And when I first crossed over into Italy, which was also my first time in Italy, I was kind of struck how immediately it felt different to France. Like as soon as we crossed the Col de la Seine, which I'm still butchering, immediately it just felt different. It looked different. The greenery was different. The vegetation was different. The way that people have been using the land was different. And now, having crossed over into Switzerland, immediately it's the exact same feeling. All we've done is cross from one valley into the next over a saddle, but immediately it feels like we are in a completely different country, because we are in a completely different country. It's just so incredible and so interesting to see in real time how the divide of one mountain between two valleys ends up in two completely different uses of the land by the people living there, and a completely different feeling of the place. Just had a savage chat with a fella, all in German, understood every word he said, and we had a grand chat about where we were going, where we were coming from, and what we were doing later today. Absolutely class. That 116-day streak on Duolingo is paying off. I've never ridden a ski lift before. This is savage. I'd go skiing just for this. This is great. I'm looking forward to the way back down so I can see the mountains across the valley. So the weather for the last couple of days has been talking about thunderstorms. I can just see it coming this way. It's about 20 kilometers down the valley at the moment. If I'm lucky, it's not coming my way and it might miss us. But I don't think I'm going to get so lucky tomorrow. So I fell asleep after taking the ski lift up and woke up to a complete change in the atmosphere, in the air pressure, in the temperature, in the wind, and now I think the storms that were down this end of the valley towards Champex had actually just come up over the mountains altogether and are now directly above us. So heading back to the tent, hopefully gonna stay dry.